Hold on, real quick. Listen, this is the Gray Area Podcast.
Let's
Let's go.
go.
Yes, sir. We back again with another thought-provoking episode of the Gray Area. I'm your host, MOD Mugs on Drugs. We got a dope panel today. It's myself, MOD, DeFi Dane.
What's the
And
word?
yes, sir. And we got the illustrious. This man right here, let me tell y'all, man. This man right here, nothing but good vibes ever since we known him. And he's one of the top tier producers that we work with. DJ Radiohead.
Word, salute, yo. Appreciate you having me.
What's going on, baby? We appreciate you coming out, man. Welcome to the Gray Area. But yeah, bro, this is just listen, man. This is just a quick chop up, bro. That's what we do here. We have fun. We talk to friends. We reminisce. Ask you a couple questions. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good chance for your fan base, our fan base, to learn more about all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
That's a
Perfect.
fact. Smoke a little green. Get in between lines.
You know what I'm saying? Shit.
You know,
What's everybody smoking on? It's Easter Sunday. What's everybody smoking on? Let's go around the table. What you smoking on, bro?
Yo, I'm smoking on some White Fire by Debunk. I've been on this shit for like probably about 3 months straight, and it keeps me dumbed out all day, yo.
Straight medicated.
100%.
Fire. Yo, DeFi, bro. What you booming over there on
hey,
Easter
I was
Sunday?
smoking some angel cake before, but just recently I had some fucking yogurt, frozen yogurt.
Yo.
Frozen yogurt.
All right. Said, damn,
Good
this is the
Lord.
reefers now? I heard you.
Yeah, right. All different type of flavors. What I got in there? I got a little bit of lemon gelati in here. A little lemon gelati. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, shout out to the powers that be. Hook me up, hold me down. You know what I'm saying? Keep me dry from the rain. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
Big facts.
What you been up to, my guy? How's it
Yo,
going on the end?
it's going, yo. Same kind of vibe. Just staying busy, yo. Super busy, to be honest with you.
That's good.
Yeah. Just sometimes, a little too busy. Sometimes rest is nice as well.
Yeah, man, because you want to be productive. Like sometimes you be so busy, it's like you're not getting shit done. It's like too much to happen at
Exactly,
once, right? It's like you want to be
100%.
productive.
Nah, yeah.
Feel
There's
that.
always it's always good to decompress. You know what I'm saying?
For
I
real.
agree with that.
I feel that.
That's why we smoking all this weed. You know what I'm saying? You know what
You
I'm
know, we
saying?
was just talking before we went live. We was talking about how New York and Canada is kind of right next to each other, right? It's like the neighbors and shit. But we was also saying if you poor and there's nothing to do where you at, right?
Right.
Then you probably doing drugs. The flip to that is if you rich and there's nothing to do where you at, you probably doing drugs, but you probably like working out or shooting guns. Like they be doing extra shit out there. You know what I mean?
Right. And
But
they
when
do
it's nothing,
expensive drugs. They do
yeah, they do
expensive
expensive
drugs.
drugs and shooting guns.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Shooting guns, riding fucking quads and shit, getting
See, and that's the
drunk.
thing too. You said it there too. Expensive drugs too, right?
There's still drugs happening, yeah.
Right.
There's nothing else going on. Like
Yeah.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? I think, listen, what's that one saying? The one saying, idle time is the devil's plaything or something
idle
like that.
hands, right? The fact, yeah,
Idle hands.
make the devils, yeah. Hey, that's
Yo,
You know what
devil
I'm saying?
busy, man.
So yeah,
100% though.
yeah, right. I think that really, it seems like that rings true. It's crazy because a lot of them old school sayings really do ring true.
Yeah, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Shit's crazy. But yo, Radiohead, man, I got a couple light questions for you, for the audience, for people who don't know. You know what I'm saying? First off, let's just introduce you real quick. What's your tag? What's your name? And where you from, bro?
Word. So I go by Radiohead. I'm based out of Ottawa, Canada for now. Basically, I make beats, mainly boom bap beats, and I scratch records.
Fire. Dope, bro. All right. So Canada is, let me ask you this. Would you say that Canada has a similar hip hop scene to New York?
I would say most definitely. I would say the Toronto boom bap scene is definitely heavily influenced by a scene that came out of New York for sure.
Okay, cool. That's what I was thinking because, like, yo, bro, when I listen to your beats, when I listen to work that we've done together, excuse me, it's so reminiscent of that time.
Word,
You know what
bro.
I'm
I
saying? And
appreciate that.
for real. And the way you sample is very deliberate. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And it really anchors the other sounds that you put together to create the scape. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's why we work so good together when we're making heavily themed albums. You know what I'm saying?
Word. I appreciate that, yo. It's dope.
Yo, you already know you a master of your craft, bro. And this is the one of the main points of this platform is to give artists their flowers. You know what I'm saying? Give you your flowers, let you know that I think you're amazing. We love to work with you. The world should think you're amazing for people who don't know you, and I'm sure that the people who do know you and the fans, they reciprocate. You know what I'm saying? They share the same thing.
Word, yo. I appreciate that shit. It's dope.
Real talk, bro. But let me ask you this: what was your first introduction to hip hop? Like, was it somebody who introduced you, or were you just like, did you discover it yourself? And what year? What year? Paint the picture for me.
Word. It's actually really funny, man. I'd say it's my dad, yo. And like but that's not, it's not like he likes rap. It's not like he don't like rap. But for whatever reason, I'm in like grade 3, grade 2. Dude, literally, we're out and we see like the Wu-Tang vinyls up top. It was forever. And I
Fire.
remember like just looking up at it and shit. Like I had like little cheesy record players, but like, like not like turntable shit. And yeah, legit, he bought me that shit. So then, like, I'm at home, like, listening to dog shit and, like, a whole bunch of other wild ass songs in, like, grade 3. And, bro, this shit was fire, man. After that, I was hooked. I got him, and he ended up getting me Tupac, Me Against the World. And then from
What?
there on, it was just, like, a little bit, it was weird, right? Because, like, I got New York scene on records, and then I got West Coast scene on CD, right? So I
Right.
started kind of like dabbling into different shit like NWA, and then like started listening to a bit of Nas. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to say, bro. I really like this is like that '90s sound. You know what I mean?
Right. Now it's that quintessential golden era, and it's
So
like, I think when I hear golden era, because I'm from New York, I think of New York artists golden era. But
Right?
when you really do think of the '90s as a whole, it was a golden era for hip hop as a genre.
Oh, for sure, bro. Because
You know
like
what
you
I'm
can't
saying?
help it. Like it's actually funny when I first started like making beats a little bit. Before I developed like that East Coast sound, to be honest, a lot of it actually I was trying to like kind of make a bit of West Coast beats too, to be honest with you.
Right. Right. Now, yeah, I could totally hear that. It's funny because one of my first albums was Tupac, All Eyes on Me.
Yo, that's a great album too.
You know what I'm
fire.
saying? So, as a kid from New York, I had early on, tuned my ears into a different type of hip hop. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes.
And yeah, nah, it was a major influence, bro. It was a major influence. That's dope. So technically, it was your pops who introduced you. He saw that you took a liking to this, and he kind of fostered that for you.
Pretty much, yo. He's the one who got me the turntables and everything, bro.
That's dope, yo. Shout out to Pop. Shout out to
100%.
Radiohead's
Shout out to the
dad,
pop.
bro. You know what I'm saying? For real, bro. Real talk. Because you know what? Not a lot of parents do that.
No, no,
You
for
know?
sure. But there's a lot that shelter you away from hip hop back then, yo.
Right, right. And you know what the funny thing is? It's like hip hop in the '90s, right? There was a lot of turmoil surrounding it, surrounding just hip hop artists, and I remember there was a whole rap is crap movement, and they burning CDs
Right?
out front of the White
Yo, for
House,
sure, bro. That shit was crazy.
and it's like there was a fear. It's almost like, okay, it was violence, but the violence wasn't directly related to the music at that point, right? And there was a fear that it was. The fear was that the violence that you hear on the music is going to be directly related to the shit that you see, right? And
Right.
in a lot of cases it was, don't get me wrong. But now it's almost like with the drill scene, it's almost like their worst nightmares are coming true today,
Oh, yo, that drill shit, that seems crazy, bro.
you know?
You know what's interesting too, bro? It's like, okay, so part of the music that was coming out of that was like after, like it didn't happen, it didn't cause the situation, right? It was people making this music because it really was wild out in the streets, right? So people are making this music, but then it gets to a point where you make this and now it's causing other people to act like that. You know what I mean? It's like this reverberance.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yo, yeah, it's crazy and wild. But in the beginning, it wasn't even that. It was like, yo, people just kind of expressing what was legit, what's going on. And now you got people trying to pretend to be like that. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, that's like
Right.
It
look
added
at back
fuel
in
to
the
a
day with
fire.
like Public Enemy and shit, right? Like they was pretty much like preaching, right? They was telling you what like the wrongs and shit, you know.
Mhm.
They ain't like that now. Now it's like this drill shit's just wild, yo. It's
It
crazy.
it truly is. It's like a. I mean, hip hop has always been kind of like there's not many boundaries on it.
No,
You
like it's
know.
easy to make a new subgenre. We'll say.
Right. So it's like
I just feel like the blame with we talk about the violence, right? And the blame on hip hop is like, nah, it's not really the problem, right? Like the violence is there because of other issues stemming in the system, the community,
right
right? Different shit like
systemic
that.
issues. It's not. So what your
Right.
point is that it's not the music.
Right. Well, the music will sound angry. Then you go, "Oh, this music is angry. This is the problem." Like, nah, this music sounds angry because,
What's the root of
right?
it?
Like there was things to make you angry, right? So it's
Right.
like, nah, that's kind of like a scapegoat. It's like obviously we can't look at the music and be like, "Oh, it's all the music for." Now it does get to a point where if that's all you're gonna show about hip hop that is negative and crazy and wild, then that becomes one of the things that people know it for, and so it does feed the machine,
For
so to
sure,
speak.
that's a boy. Yo, that's perfectly said. Like that. Yeah, you're correct. Like that.
Absolutely. Yo, man, it's crazy. But listen, the common thing, the common thread for us, for the three of us, for anybody listening, we love hip hop, man. We love hip hop. It's brought us together, and it's a melting pot. That's a fact.
For
So
sure.
let me ask you this, bro. What is your favorite hip hop album? Or let me ask you, let me rephrase that. What album blew your mind?
Hmm. You know what, man? I'm gonna have to honestly go with "Stillmatic" by Nas.
Really?
The reason why I say that is like I was already listening to rap for like at least like a good few years, like ODB and like all different kinds of like East Coast artists.
Right.
But for some reason, I just actually remember that was like one of the main CDs that I had where like I could say like three-quarters of the album, like no skips, And Nas is like intellectual, like but street shit, you know what I mean? So like
Right.
I don't know, just that whole album, the pictures he painted when I was a young kid like that, bro. I don't know, man. It puts you in a different spot. Like I have to say that album, Stillmatic Nas.
That's crazy. Because you know what? That's not the album I would choose, but that album had a profound effect on me as well. I think it did a lot of people in that era. That's our generation right there. When he dropped Stillmatic, man, that was like it was a follow up to what everybody deemed his masterpiece.
Yeah,
And
man.
it held up, man. It held up to all accounts. Speaking of Nas, bro, how do you feel about his run with these King's Disease albums? Him and Hit Boy. How do you like that collaboration,
Uh,
sir? Oh
uh,
boy. Be honest, not be
yeah,
honest, bro.
yeah.
Come
No, I'm
on.
gonna be honest. It's honestly, I don't like the production. To be truthful with you, like
Okay.
I'm not gonna hate on all of them. Some of them actually aren't bad, and they bang hard in the whip. There's like I'm not hating. I'm just gonna be
Right. Nah,
honest with
yeah.
you though. For whatever reason, those albums they just don't really sit well with me. Mainly because the production, and I just don't really. I can't help it. I'm more of like the old Nas.
Nah, I get it. I get it. So I understand that because I've listened to all three of them. Um, so my question to further that would be, do you feel like it's because they're kind of new age? There's a new swing on it. It's like they're newer beats, or do you feel like it's just kind of like what people would say is the Nas curse? We've got this prolifically gifted God MC
Who's got this tinfoil ear?
who's got this tendency to kind of pick these beats that you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? They're
yeah,
outside of the box in a kind of a bad way.
yeah. Um, I would actually just honestly flat out say I wouldn't say it's like the Nas curse or nothing like that, and it's not even saying that I don't like Hit Boy as a producer or something.
Right,
It's
right.
just actually flat out the first thing you said. It's more of the new age thing, and I gotta say that and defend it at the same time because I do appreciate some new age stuff, and I comprehend that like sometimes maybe like for as an example, like an artist like Nas doesn't want to keep remaking the same thing that he made years ago, you know.
Right.
Right.
But at the end of the day, uh, I just unfortunately, you know what I'm trying to say. There's just the new ones aren't really exactly for me. I can't help it. I enjoy like I am and all that kind of stuff. You know.
I understand that completely. And you know what? Listen, bro, I think we live in a time where I'll put it to you like this. If people were more comfortable these days, really giving their honest opinion,
Mm-hmm.
the world would be a better place.
For sure.
We live in a time
That's
where
a fact.
people can't take criticism.
No, no, because then
You know what
you're a
I'm saying?
hater.
For the young ones out there who don't know, there used to be a term called constructive criticism. We all went through it back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When I first started rapping, I got into the studio. I'd do something, somebody tell me that shit was whack. You got to do
Yeah.
it like this. That was constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? And it made me a better lyricist.
No, for sure though. It honestly
You know?
will. That's the same thing as it happened with beats. Like there'd be once in a while where I submit beats and I'd either A get the cold shoulder and never hear anything from them like ever again, like all contacts cut.
Right.
Or there'd be sometimes where unfortunately have to hear it like, yo, like the mastering on this is just flat out whack. Like the rest of
right,
it is
right.
good, but the mastering is shit, you know? But at the end of the day, at least someone's telling you, man, so you could actually work on that, you know?
Hey, it's huge. It's like I said, it's what made me who I am today.
For
In
sure. No.
life as well. In life as well. Today's time, people can't handle it, and you tell somebody, listen, bro, that track was okay, but you got to do this. Now they upset. Now you a hater. You know what I'm saying? I think with the whole, you remember the whole stop snitching era
For sure.
when people was wearing the stop signs on the white
Yeah,
tees, stop
yeah.
snitching.
That was around like the can't ban the snowman era.
Right, exactly. I correlate that era with the rise of the term hater.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that sounds about right, right?
That's right when they even had like songs back then, didn't they? Like Hi Hater or all that kind of shit, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what, too? It's like, yeah, to that point, man, it's like, when did we become so sensitive? Where I gotta believe what you believe. Since when? I
We
didn't grow up when people believe what I believe.
right. Nah, for real, for real. And it's like, you know what? We became sensitive when the notion okay, so we became sensitive, bottom line, the notion that people deserve happiness. That's the root of all of this. Happiness is something that you have to work towards.
Right.
It's not something that you just deserve.
Yeah.
Happiness is user generated too.
There
It's
you
like
go. It's
it's not
it's
right. It's
subjective.
by
It's
User
user.
subjective.
generated.
No, for real. Like it's by user. Right. I'm gonna generate my happiness. You gonna generate yours. People be thinking, oh, I gotta look for you to generate my shit. No, you gotta generate your own happiness.
Correct, sir. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. Let me tell you something. It's easier said than done. You talking to somebody who done made a tour through the pits. So
That's 100% fact. You know what I will say to add on to that? Happiness isn't something that you deserve or you're just gonna get off the top. But like respect, like you should be respected. Because I want respect, right? So we should all just respect each other.
I agree with
But
that.
shit like happiness and pleasure, that's on you. You're gonna have to find meaning in the shit that you do. You know what I mean?
Right. Nah, I agree with that, bro. And I think, there's just a notion that you should never have to experience something negative from somebody else. And it's like, what are you talking about? What are we talking about here? Let's live in reality. All right. Let's drive back to reality. Let's get out. Let's look around for a while. All right. You have to interact with people
Right.
to get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? People are going to be negative to you. You're going to have to deal with negative reactions. People are going to say outlandish, disrespectful, crazy shit to you. How you move after that is on you. But the fact is, you got to understand that that's coming regardless. Because,
The
however,
realist, bro.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You got to be a realist, bro, because however you feel, the world don't care about that. Reality outside does not care about that. You know what I'm saying? You got
At a certain point, it's like if you kind of remember that and use that to fuel you, hey, it's like, all right, you're not stressing what other people think and you only worry about yourself, keep building. If you
Right.
spend too much time worried about other people, you're not doing what you got to do.
100% that right there, yo.
You know? And that's easier said than done too. Because you know what? Listen, as humans, we got hearts and we got souls and we attach our souls to other souls. And, listen, man, shit gets hectic, bro. Shit gets hectic. But at the end of the day, like you said, you got to stay grounded and you got to be, you have to be ever present of yourself, and how we moving. I hear that. I hear that. Let's get to one of my favorite topics. We already kind of touched on it in the intro. Yo, Radiohead, bro. What is your favorite cannabis strain?
Uh,
Dun dun dun.
are we talking like straight up like green like herb weed, or are we talking like shatter and wax? Because that's
Nah.
mostly what I smoke.
Oh, you on another level. See, I used to fuck with the wax, bro. But that shit, oh no, man.
Oh
I
no!
used to fuck with the wax, but I had to relax.
I had
Yo,
to sit back and relax to
If
get
I
back
have
to
to
my
go with
roots.
weed, what do I got right here for weed? Right now, I got some Blue Widow indica. It says it's milled and infused premium flower.
Jeez.
This is usually my go-to for weed or Alien OG.
Oh no. Smoking over there. Bro,
well, yeah.
I appreciate it. Okay, so those are your two go-tos. We got the first one was what?
First one is Blue Widow.
Blue Widow. That's probably like blueberry and white widow crossed or something like that.
Yeah, it's an indica.
That's a heavy-handed shit. That shit will park you on the couch for the night. You
Basically,
understand
bro,
me?
he's parking you on your ass for the night. You ain't doing much.
Fire. Um, so that brings me to another question. Okay, you mentioned shatter
Yes,
and
sir.
wax. Now listen, I fuck with some. All right, the last wax I smoked was San Francisco OG,
Sounds bomb.
and that shit was mad long ago. Now though, it's 2023. That shit had to be like 5 years ago by now. Yo, for real.
And for those that might not know, shout out to House of Cannabis, one of the sponsors. But for those that don't know, hey, listen, tell us what's the difference between this shattering these oils, all this other stuff y'all talking about, man.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Because listen, you know more than I do. You sound like a connoisseur over there. You know more than I do. My man used to bring it around. Shout out Wells, long live Wells. We love you, brother. He used to bring it around, and that's how I know about it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, please enlighten us, Radiohead.
Word. So, like, basically with like shatter, I find with shatter, it's like I smoke that shit like at the end of the day. I used to smoke that all day, and I was like wondering why like I couldn't like function and get shit done. It's mainly because I was doing that shit all day. But now, since like the legalization of weed over here in Canada, it's become like so much more convenient with what they call vapes, like cartridges.
Right.
So you get these little cartridges and you just screw them onto your battery that you got, and then you just press a button and then you're good to go, right? But yeah, as much as they fuck you up, they're at least like they keep you functional, until you get home to go hit like some shatter where you could just like morph into your fucking couch for the night, right?
Right.
So I would say with like wax and shit, it's definitely hard hitting. Like that's the shit that you want to be burning like when you're at home in the
I know you
evening.
probably got a fire ass rig at the crib, don't you, bro?
Yeah, well, I invested in an e-rig like a long time ago. So before, like it was always like you would heat the shit with a torch.
You got the email.
Yeah, and that one actually I had an email, but then I still do have it, but I don't really use it as much. Now I wanted something portable, so basically it's the same thing as an e-nail, but it's like all in one little unit. Like it's like a water bubbler.
Really?
So basically, like you could fit it in the car and shit. Like you could take it on the go.
Fire.
Yeah,
Just
bro,
take
it's
it on a
pretty
road
dope.
trip.
Exactly, bro.
Interesting. So if you had to say, what is your favorite shatter? Okay, what do you prefer? Shatter or wax?
I'm gonna have to go right now, probably with like the wax cartridges, just because they're so convenient. Like there's no handling or anything, like no sticky fingers or nothing.
Right.
But when it comes to shatter, if I have to choose like a go-to strain, Slurricane.
Slurricane.
Slurricane will
Nasty.
sit you down for a good few minutes, my guy.
Interesting. I've smoked the Slurricane bud before, so I feel like I liked it.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's like one of the best ones. And then I used to get this other shit for a while too, which was Alien OG Shatter. And that shit was always really good too.
That sounds nasty.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man.
That's dope. But yeah, bro. What else we got on the docket? DeFi, what you up to, bro? Where you at?
I'm over here smoking, you hear me?
Oh, you smoking? What you got, bro? What you got, man?
It's still, yo, I'm fucking with this angel cake, man. It's the flavor of the now. It's the shorty right now.
Yeah,
Shorty right now. And angel cake is here.
fire. How's that shit treating you?
It's good money, bro. Before that, I had some weed, fam. It was, man, listen, it probably wasn't even weed. That shit ain't do nothing, son.
Oh
Probably
man.
wasn't even weed. Yo,
I can't even
it's
tell you.
actually funny that you mentioned that. A couple of weeks back, I was in Syracuse and I was looking for weed, and it's kind of like a gray area there right now still.
Haha.
So I went to go look at the spot, but then when I went there, the building was all boarded up. So it's like, well, that can't be it. And then I looked, and there was a variety store that had like weed shit in the front. But I went in, and it was like a sketchy ass bodega, and he sold me some shit that I barely ended up smoking because it didn't even smell right. It looked like spice. And I'm like, I ain't buying this. Yo, I gave him like $25 and bought some sketchy ass shit. And I was like, nah, I ain't smoking this shit.
Yo, it's crazy, bro, because I feel like people who aren't from New York have negative experiences everywhere in New York. It don't matter where the fuck you are. It's gonna be a New Yorker that's gonna try to fuck you over, bro. That's crazy. That's
Yo,
crazy. The Aki selling the fucking spice for the fucking Zazas. You hear this? Yo, do you hear this shit, bro?
yo, for real though,
Come
that
on.
like when I walked in, it was straight up sketchy. Like it was like a, like a typical like variety store type dude, but he had like a couple jars of weed and shit, but it wasn't even like really anything great. And then he had like joints and shit that he would like give to you in a sandwich baggie, but like they didn't even smell like weed, yo. They smelled, yo. The one had tobacco and shit in it.
Damn, he tried to sell you the mix already. Had the grabber spice in it. He tried to sell you spiced up weed already. That's crazy, bro.
That's what
This
I
is
figured it
crazy.
was, yo. I fucking burned the one end and barely, like, I was sitting in the Olive Garden parking lot, burned the one end of it, took a quick smell on it. I'm like, nah, I can't even smell weed, yo.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, it's been a trend. Y'all niggas gotta lay off the Bristo, man. Don't put the hot grabbers in that shit no more, man. It's 2023. Save your lungs. What the fuck is the point of putting hot grabbers into a joint talking about you don't want to smoke a blunt because it's got too much tobacco?
Right?
What is the point?
Wait, what?
Yeah, you right there. Listen, for the world, for people who don't know, DeFi Dane is a notorious hot grabber culprit. He done burned my lungs so many times over the years, bro. With them spicy ass joints, bro. Come on, man. Don't lie, bro. Come clean. Tell the truth, bro.
Yo,
Hey, I don't like how this man put me on the spot like that.
yo, yo. Bro's got the pitchfork out right now.
Yo, bro, I be hot about that shit, bro. Cypher be
Let me
going
say this.
good.
Let me say this. The better the weed, the less grab indeed. You heard? So with the angel
You
cake, it's barely any grab in that. You heard? Let me say that.
It's barely any though. He got some gasoline right now. Still had to sprinkle the hot grabber
Stop,
spice,
stop,
bro.
stop,
I'm
stop,
dying.
stop it.
Yo,
Stop it. I
bro.
might have sprinkled some grabita in there.
Put the Bristo down, kid. Come on.
Don't do that.
This is insane. This is madness.
Yo, that's gonna
This is
burn the fuck
madness.
out my lungs, yo.
Yo, now the crazy shit is I saw a kid who didn't care about life. He put the fucking weed. Yo, listen, he put the weed in the backwood and then put the grobs on top. He didn't care about life, bro.
Hey,
He
yo,
didn't
that's
care about
actual factual.
life.
I've seen that in my day.
What? Little niggas is
40.
crazy, bro.
I
Come
rolled
on,
up some
man.
shit. I thought I put enough grab in it, right? Because I'm conservative with mine, right? So I hit to pass to the young homie. He said, "The fuck is this? Why the blunt idle?" I said, "Idle?
What's that
The fuck
mean?
does that mean?" Said, "I mean, ain't got enough grab in it." I said, "God damn, what you want, a cigarette with your blunt?"
Yo. He
He
said
said
this
it was
shit
too.
is idle. There's
He
no
said it was
motion.
exact. He said it was idle. I said, "What?"
He said the L had no motion, bro. What are we talking about? Come on,
Hey,
man.
no grabber, my guy.
No wonder they so crazy, bro. They on the perk 30s. They smoking hot grabbas, and I guarantee they don't got no beverages. This is out of pocket.
Yo.
This is out of
It's out
pocket.
of pocket, it's out of line, and their girlfriends doing the same thing. So it's
Oh
like,
man.
y'all need to drink some water, man.
Listen, at least get the dollar Arizona, which ain't even a dollar no more. You see how this shit
Yo.
works? You see how this shit works, bro?
Oh
That's
man.
crazy, man. Life is fucking wild. Yo, Radiohead, man, what's your favorite movie of all time, bro?
Yo,
It's a hard one,
you
I
know
know.
what? I'm going with Casino.
Yo, bro, that's crazy you said that. That's wild you said that. You know why? You want to know why? Yo, listen, I'm 36. It's not my favorite movie now. But when I was like 23, Casino was my favorite movie. I would watch that shit. I would watch that shit like 4 times in a day.
Really?
I'd watch it twice. So when I got up, I'd put it on. I'd watch it the first time. I'd watch it again if I ain't have nothing to do. If I had something to do, I'd go do what I had to do. I come back. When I got back to the crib, I'm watching it again. Then I'm putting it on again after that because we chilling. And then, yo, bro, I'm weird with movies. Like,
You
there was a
study the
point in
shit,
time.
eh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely, bro. And there's a point in time when it's like, yo, that movie was one of the movies that I had on fucking repeat. I played that shit out, but nah, classic, bro. That's a great movie. That's a great example. Yo, DeFi, man, you up, man. What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, shit.
Of all time, bro.
Damn, that's a hard question.
That's crazy. Nah, it's crazy.
What's the joint? Oh man. Oh, you remember Vanilla Sky?
Yo,
Oh, shit.
Son,
Classic.
Tom Cruise.
Classic.
a younger me, I could watch that because it was at the very end, man. It said it was like the little things, David. You know what I'm saying? I said, God damn, this whole time, son.
It's always
So
the
that's
little
really
things.
the little things are the big things, and the big things are the little things. You know what I mean? We just gotta pay attention and be mindful of what we choosing to put our energy in. You know what I'm saying?
So Vanilla Sky, okay, fair enough. Let me think, man. I don't have. Listen, that's fucked up because I asked the question, but I don't really have a
Yeah,
favorite.
you even got the of all time.
Um,
Of all time.
nah,
Oh,
but
no.
that's because
Yo,
listen.
you know what? Hold on, I gotta throw another one in there. Lords of Dogtown. That's a fire movie.
Oh,
Okay,
that's a
yeah.
sleeper.
We used to watch that a
That's
bunch
a
of times over.
sleeper.
Yo, cause my man said, "Yo, who are you, man? Really, like,
Yo, bro,
you know?"
when them peoples was trying to offer, you know what I'm saying? Offer him them gold pieces and them temptations of the flesh. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? That's another good example of like, yo, he could have been the top guy. It's like he just didn't want it. You know what I mean? It's like that wasn't.
He had the talent. Yeah, he had the talent.
I'm not gonna dance for y'all. You know what I'm saying? A
Yo,
certain level of
R.I.P. J. Adams, man. R.I.P. J.
yeah,
Adams.
recipe jam. It's a fact. And you're gonna have to tap and dance to get a certain level of success if it's a entertainment level. You know what I mean? And
Right.
you know, some people, yeah, some people ain't
Nah,
willing to
yeah.
dance. I respect it.
That's a fact, yo. Some people ain't going, man. They not going for it. Let me think, bro. All right. See, it's messed up, man, because I love a lot of movies, man. I really do. I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, you a movie buff, man.
Yo, listen. Listen, man.
You a movie aficionado.
One day it's gonna be a private theater, and I'm gonna invite both of y'all gentlemen over, and we gonna run through some flicks. That's a fact. Let me think. Casino's fire. You know, Goodfellas is good. Fresh is good. I'm thinking about
Yo,
Fresh,
Fresh is good too.
Oh, fresh might be. That's up there.
bro. I'm thinking about Juice. I'm
Juice is good
thinking
too.
about obviously New Jack City. Like these is all hood classics and gangster shit. I could get crazy, bro. I could really get crazy. We could talk about the English Patient. What y'all know about the English Patient? You know what I'm saying? Crickets.
The
Crickets.
who? The who?
Trust me.
The who?
English Patient. It's some classic shit from the 90s, bro. It's some classic crazy drama. Yeah, crazy sand, like what you call it, desert love story type shit. Crazy shit.
You said
Yo,
desert
okay,
love
yo,
story?
now that kind of sounds actually a little familiar, a little bit.
You
Yo.
remember it. Both of you remember seeing the trailer. It was a big movie. It was a big movie back in the day.
Yeah.
Shit. Yo, now you know what I'm gonna say. One of my favorite movies, and this is the movie I'm gonna give you right now. It's called A Place Beyond the Pines.
Oh, that shit fire. That's fire.
I don't know how many people know about it, but
I
if you
definitely
know,
seen that
you
movie
know.
with you. That's a fact.
Right. If you know, you know. It's a crazy story, just basically about how time will throw you for a loop.
And time and people kind of wrap themselves around, like
Right.
it loops around, son.
And actions have reactions and consequences. But
Mhm.
listen, Everybody knows that. All right, so we got Casino, we got Vanilla Sky, and then we got A Place Beyond the Pines. Three favorite movies. All right,
Now
check.
I can't say Vanilla Sky my favorite ever, but I used to watch that a lot.
So let me ask you this: you guys into shows?
Yeah, there's a few shows for sure.
What are your shows right now? What do you
I
know
was
what I'm
gonna say the
saying?
best show. I was about to say
When
okay.
you got the downtime and you trying to smoke and watch something good, what are you watching, bro?
See, I was more with Tay where I was gonna say probably best shows. Right now, I don't know, man. I'm all over the place with shit.
I hear that.
Let's throw out some best shows.
Okay,
Breaking Bad.
if
Let's
we're
go.
gonna throw out some best shows,
I'm throwing Breaking Bad up there.
yo, Breaking Bad was good shit. Yo, honestly, I gotta say some HBO series too, like Oz. Oz
Let's
is
go.
nuts.
If we
Yeah, The
want to talk
Wire.
HBO series,
Yo,
bro,
The Wire
listen,
is crazy, bro.
The Wire, The Sopranos, fucking Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, Boardwalk was crazy.
Yo, HBO got so many quality quality shows, you know what I'm saying? Listen, Vice Principals was funny. It's a lot of shit. They got a lot of shit. Hell yeah. I'll agree with HBO.
And they had the money to kind of produce those things. Now you kind of
Oh,
Netflix.
bro. Almost forgot How to Make It in America. Let's talk about that. Let's get
Woo!
to that.
Facts.
Yo, that was a classic. We used to watch that shit all the time. I remember that in the early days. In the early days of LTY and R.O.T, there was a lot of influences, a lot of artistic
Yo, that's
influence.
dead what the shit felt like. You know what I mean? We was grinding all which way to make it happen. And that's what they was doing, man. Like, How to Make It in New York is really what that shit was. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
How to Make It in America, facts.
That shit was fire.
Bang.
Back in the day already, bro. Back in the day. So, yo, Radiohead, bro, I got a question for you, man. You've worked with a handful of notable artists. I'm not going to ask you to pick any one of them, but what do you feel like you take away something from working with the diverse, the diaspora that you've worked with? You know what I'm saying?
Like, you mean what do you mean? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, I walk away with like a certain feeling after working with them?
Well, okay, I like to feel like yo, when I collaborate with somebody, when we work together, like we came together on that the Tale of Two Lakes album, right?
Okay, yeah.
And I feel like we work together and it's like I kind of I learned something from you. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like you learned or do you take anything away from working with an artist? You know what I'm saying? I guess that's the better question. What do you take away from working with the artist that you work with?
I guess like I would say each person is like obviously a different person, right? So like
Right,
there's always like every vibe slightly, you know, I guess every experience is different. Whether it would be like, as I'll use you guys as an example, um, when we connected, I was living up in the woods, and we just straight up connected through like online, right?
right, right,
But sending off the beats or whatever, and just like working the way we did, and seeing like how you guys laid out everything, and then listening to the rhyme play on the beats and stuff, it's just obviously like you start to shit, like I don't even know how to really word it, but obviously look at what it's flourished into. Like we're like
right,
3 years ahead, and
right,
now we still chop it up. We send shit, we talk.
right. And we got a project in the vault, man. We got some shit in the vault for the world that don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe at the end of the episode we'll drop the name of the project. I don't know. It might be too exclusive for the world. You know what I'm saying? But nah, yeah, we got something in the works. Nah, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Obviously, everybody's individual, but at the same time, everybody, for that reason, everybody leaves an individual fingerprint. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, definitely. So, um, some of the artists you work with, like yo, and his name comes up a lot on our podcast, man. Shout out to Killy Shoot. How was it working with Killy? Because I fuck with Killy, our body.
We're working with it's actually funny because me and Killy we're cool, and we talk and everything. Like I've even sent him some stuff.
Right.
we've never actually physically, like, me and him have like been like, this is our stuff that we're putting out together, you know? It's always
Right.
actually usually through acquaintance through Onaji Jordan.
Yes. Yes. Shout out to the brother Onaje. He was
That
just on. He was on last week with us. He was on
word.
last week with us.
That's typically how I've usually connect. Usually anytime like I we do some work, it's usually with Onaji if Killy's involved.
That's dope. Home team. Shout out to the home team.
Yeah, home team, shout out.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's dope. Um, you got some joints out with Lord Juco as well.
Yes, sir, bro.
How'd that come about? Let me know about that.
So basically, like, yo, like Zuko, like just because of Toronto and shit, and like where like I've grown up and stuff, like I know like the areas and stuff like he speaks about. So like that kind of stuff to me like really rings bells, you know.
Facts.
And then
Resonate.
basically like after like listening to them for like 2-3 years, I just like I hit him one day and was like, yo, like I need like a verse and shit like on one of my beats, like I need it. And then from there on, he said we did one, and then I came back a couple weeks later and I got another one from him. And so the first one I put out was Street Dreamin', where I grabbed both of them actually have Prose from Texas on them, and
Fire.
I put that together for the first one called Street Dreamin' and did the cuts on it, and then the other one I just put out actually this year, which was Stoplight, and that one's like kind of it has like a 2005 kind of like I don't know how to explain it. It's got it sounds like a beat like Currency would have wrote on.
Some jet life shit.
Exactly, yo.
Fire. That's dope. Nah, yeah, man. Listen, I see you working, bro. I see you working, and you know the proof is on the table. I'll say that.
That's
You
big
know.
facts, and you know, big salute to you because being open to do that. To Mug's point earlier, was like the more you kind of connect with others and other creators and other producers, or that's for us, like other artists on your end, you kind of get they feel for what they build on and how to apply something. So now it's like I might have an idea for a skit or a sample. It's like you came up with it because now we sharing this moment and the vibe. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
every time you kind of link up with a new artist, they have a different swag or a different sound or a different way of approaching the track. You definitely learn from different people in that way. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Nah, that's a fact. Yo, Radiohead, I got a question. Well, I gotta, yeah, I'd like you to walk me through the day that you got the first time you picked up the most professional piece of equipment for your craft. Do you remember that
Mm.
day?
It's kind of a tough one because it's the DJ and the producer thing. You know what I mean?
Okay, so what comes first for you? Let me ask you this. At heart, if you had to put one above the other, what comes first for you?
Oh
Producing
man, that one
or
hurts.
DJing?
That one
I
hurts to
know,
say.
I know.
Fuck, man. No, honestly, I'm really thinking out loud here because I'm like, yo, like, okay, I gotta hang one of them up, and like, I can't touch the other one for the rest of my life.
Well, no, just when you think about it, which one means more to you?
Hmm. I'm gonna have to actually. I never thought I'd say this, man. I started scratching. That's the whole introduction to like my whole like any type of like my whatever type I've contributed to hip hop was
Right.
always scratching. But now I have to say beats. I have to say like
Mm.
I'd rather keep making beats and hang up the scratching if that's what I had to do. Truthfully.
Okay, so let me ask you this. There was 2 days in your life, right? It was the day that you got the most important or the most prolific piece of DJing equipment, and then there was the day that you got the most important or prolific piece of production equipment,
Okay, that's a little easier. So
right?
first with the turntables, I would say it wouldn't be the first set because yo, the first set, real talk, wasn't what I needed. It was I messed up and I didn't know enough, and I got belt drive. So like you go and
Mm,
you touch the platter and just slow right down, you know. And then
got you.
the mixer wasn't really a scratch mixer. It was more of like a party DJ mixing mixer or something.
Just for levels, just for quick little level adjustments.
Exactly, that
Right,
kind of
right.
shit. So once I traded that in, I'm gonna have to say it would be when I got STR 880s by Stanton, and
Mm,
they were like, you would touch them and like the shit don't even slow down. So like you just like go crazy with these things, right? So I'd say that because that's like where I learned like everything, you know, like
Right.
whether or not like obviously I've improved since, but I'm just saying like that's like that taught me like the foundation, you know, that set the
Like
tone.
that was the catalyst. That piece of equipment was the
A hundred
catalyst for
percent,
you
yo.
to
That
build
and the
on.
SDR8. It was SDR880 Stanton, and it was a DJX 700 mixer. And yo, it's funny because I finally retired that. Like I've had that same mixer since I was in grade 10, and I bought this. I was attached to it, so I bought the same one 3 times. Every time something would like fuck up, I would just buy that one again because like I just know like no, there's no change, you know.
Shout out to that
Right.
mixer, man. Hold it.
100%, yo. Behringer DJX 700, yo. For the beats, though, yo, it's actually a cheap piece of equipment that set the tone. It was an M Audio trigger finger.
Really?
It was a 16 pads. I got it in 2009. So, like, basically, it was like a poor man's MPC. And
Right.
you could plug it into Fruity Loops. And, like, I had to start from, like, I maybe played with Fruity Loops in 2005 or 6 for a brief couple minutes and clicked around and realized I hated it. And then once I got that piece of equipment though, I knew like I wanted to make you know like beats like Just Blaze and like Cameron and shit like that, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
heard
yeah,
you. Yeah.
definitely.
That kind of vibe because obviously like we're talking like, you know, 2008 right now, 2009. I wanted to make shit like that, so I knew no matter what I have to use Fruity Loops to make this like piece of machine work, right? And
Right.
then basically I just like hate I don't even know how to say it, just basically pressed buttons until I hate, you know what I mean? Figured it out kind of hated the shit, but it was that M Audio trigger finger, you know? That's what set the tone for everything.
That's crazy. So, listen, I don't know all of the pieces, but I know that there's a difference between an MPC, right? And then the other drum machines, the smaller drum machines that we see.
Oh, for sure, yo. Like, you got to remember too. Like, things now are like a lot more user friendly. You know, like back like when like let's go back to like 2005 to 2010. Things weren't so computer based. Still, they still were like kind of standalone. Where like you know you could use it without the computer.
Right. So, if you had to pick, well, let me ask you this just to get the technical out the way. It's the MPC and then it's the smaller machine. What are those smaller machines categorized as?
Like you mean like the Native Instruments machine?
Nah. It's like I don't know if it's a sample pad or like it's like a drum machine, but it's like a square drum machine. It's about the size of a composition notebook.
Hmm. See, that's the thing. There's so many of them, right? Like
Right.
There's a
when
lot.
when when there's like an NPC, NPC is like actually its own brand, right? Like by
It's
Akai. Well,
yeah,
no,
it's
no, no. I wouldn't
the
say it's a
big bulky.
brand. It's you know obviously a model of Akai, but
Right.
NPC is like a profound sampler slash drum machine. Where
Okay.
a lot of these nowadays, I would say they're pretty much like what I just said, like a drum machine slash sampler. Where back in the day though, and like the let's like go back to like you know 95 2000, there was a lot of machines specifically made by like Roland or Boss, like the 808, like how there's like the 404 and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
There's that where those were mainly just all drums. That was the only thing they did. Like you couldn't sample on them. Like you could just strictly do drums. That's it.
Interesting. Okay. So yeah, that kind of clears it up for me. I guess so MPC, when I say MPC, I'm just basically saying the brand that everybody knows.
Pretty much, yeah. Like every when you say an MPC, everybody knows. Like you know, you're making some beats on that shit for sure.
Right, right. Okay, here's another question. Crazy question. What was the craziest sample that you flipped?
Mm.
That you was like, yo, after you did it, you was like, yo, that's crazy. I outdid myself right there.
Hmm. I don't want to give away too many jewels.
Okay. No,
No,
I
no,
hear that.
hold on,
Okay,
hold
no,
on.
listen, top secret, top secret. Say less.
It's
Say
actually
less.
it's actually a beat that you guys rhymed on.
Oh
Let's
shit! You
go.
see? You
I'm
see? That's all
probably
y'all
gonna
need to
have to.
know.
I ain't saying this. I won't go ahead and say the sample name, but I can go ahead and say like a little bit of shit about it. So it'd be that track for the Ruckus.
Mmm.
Yo, that came from a '90s cartoon,
Oh shit.
Fire. Yo,
like a
do you see what I'm
'90s
talking
cartoon,
about?
Wait,
yo,
now
that
I'm
like
gonna start thinking.
we've all
Word.
watched.
Yo, that's dope,
Oh
bro.
shit! I feel like I feel it.
That's
Heard
dope.
you.
And let me tell you something. For those who don't know, now y'all gotta go and listen to that album, Taylor Two Lakes, Revenge of the Truants, and DJ Radiohead. You understand? For real. Go get that. Go listen to it. Go stream it.
Oh,
Actually, you know what you should do? You should go straight to Bandcamp and pay for this shit. Be honorable.
Yeah, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, for real, yeah.
Shit.
No, I'm probably gonna say, yeah, probably the Ruckus. I've touched many samples that I've enjoyed thoroughly, but the thing that makes me laugh about it is like, you hear it and you're like, yo, that's raw, that's grimy, like that's just so grimy kind of shit, and like, no one really knows that it came from like a pretty kind of funny cartoon, you know?
That's dope. Nah, I can appreciate that, man. It takes talent to be able to say, you know what? I heard that little snippet and I already, because I guarantee when you heard the piece, you already knew what you were going to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it really does take an ear for it and an understanding of how to lace that shit. Because listen, I'm all right. Listen. This is top secret information. All right, listen. MOD eventually, sometime this year, it's one of my goals before 2024, which is crazy. We about to be in 2024
I
next
know.
year. Before the end of the year, I want to start producing. Get out of my face.
Word, that's dope, yo.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, there's a lot that goes into it. But nah, yeah, bro, you definitely a master at your craft, man. We appreciate you. You know what
Appreciate
I'm
that, yo.
saying? For real.
Yo, if you're
But
gonna start trying to produce, two recommendations.
hmm,
Either take a look first at Serato Sample. Well, actually, sorry, Serato Studio. Serato
okay,
Sample's the thing that's inside of it. Check
okay,
that out because like Serato's just dope in general. But then the fact that they got like a beat making thing for I've been doing some research on this. Or check out Fruity Loops. But the problem is with me, I'm too stuck in my ways. I have like all my shit set up to Fruity Loops. Like I studied that shit like it was the Bible. So I mean, I'm stuck on that, you know. But for you, like you might have a better experience with Serato Studio to start, right? You might be able to like just get right to it right away, you know?
right. And I'm only going to pick up one piece. You know what I'm saying? Now I've been thinking about getting the Machine Micro MK,
Yeah, the
some shit like
MK1
that.
or MK2 or something like that.
MK3,
Okay,
MK3, the
okay.
newest one, the newest one. Now let me ask you, entry level. My thing is, all right. Let me segue that. I say that to say this, bro. My thing is, I have a problem with putting the drum kit together. I know the pieces of a drum kit. I used to work at a rehearsal studio, so I know the pieces of a drum kit, right? But I have trouble putting it together when it comes to being on like a DAW. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So would that piece of equipment be good to start with, or should I start with something even more beginner than that?
No, yo, I would get like a DAW, like you said, like a DAW. But then on top of that, all I would do is just get a whole bunch of drum kits. Like I could even hook you up, bro. I got tons and tons and tons of drum kits I can send you.
Oh shit. So I don't even need a machine then.
Essentially, no, but this is the thing, yo. So when I first started making beats,
Right.
when I first went in and started clicking, for me personally, I'm not saying that it can't be done. I've made some beats where I did the drums just by clicking them in, but it's not the same vibe. Um, I'm more of a hands-on person, so like for me, like now when I make beats, I like if you see like in the videos, there's a lot of my beats that I just make them in one take now, like where it's like I
Mm,
get the sample chopped the way that I know I like it chopped, and then I'll go over and I'll do the drums. Like I'll play out a pattern in my like play it out and be like, okay, that's how I like it to sound, and
right.
then I'll hit record, legit, I'll play out my drums, and then I'll lay my sample over the drums, and that's my secret sauce right there. That's how I do it.
Fire, bro. That's dope. Nah, yeah, you know what? When I get into it, when I really get into it and I'm ready to really set some time aside to do it, I'm gonna tap in with you on like a Zoom. I'm gonna
Yo,
tap in with
yeah,
you
for
on like a
sure,
Zoom.
bro. I'll drop some shit for you for sure.
Facts. And you know what? I've also been thinking, mugsondrugs.com is gonna go live at the beginning of next month.
There we go.
If you want, I got a blog. I got like a little blog spot. I got a little blog spot on the site, right? You could send me the videos of you making the beats, and we could put them on the blog. You know what I'm
Word,
saying?
that's
Right, a
cool,
little.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? So whoever lands on the website might take a look at that, and for those who don't know, you feel me?
That's what's up, yo.
Yo, D5, where you at, bro? Where you at?
I'm in the cut, about to roll it up.
About to roll it up again with the hot grabitos?
Now listen, man, you know a little bit of that stuff gotta go right in the cut. I don't even know why you playing.
Nah, listen. Okay, listen. I'll say this. There is a middle ground, man, because if you do it right, it's not bad, man. It complements it. You know what I'm
The
saying?
problem is,
But
man, we get dependent on the grabber, man. That's why it's like you gotta make sure you
you
always
get
have
dependent on the
the
grabber.
grabber ratio.
I don't like no grabbers.
You
You know what
gotta
I'm saying?
get the right ratio.
Shit. You can't lie, bro. You can't lie. You done fucked up the ratio a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Shit. It's okay though. I'm a different kind of guy, man. I'm different, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the old school. You know what I'm saying? I cut my teeth on smoking nasty ass regs. I'm not even lying to you. I'm not even lying to you, bro. I used to get regs from a Jamaican dude, right? It would be by the ounce. This dude would pull out a fucking like a lunch tray, like the school lunch trays, the plastic lunch trays that have mad just brown nasty butter on it. It would be a flake. Okay, it'd be like literally a 28-gram flake. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Your man
Yo,
sound like
and
my
yo,
old man too, dog.
bro, it was dirty. It was nasty weed. It had bug casings in it from the boat.
Yo, it's dirty and
Yo,
nasty.
I'm telling you, this the shit that I started with. So I don't want to hear it when motherfuckers say, "Oh, that weed is block work." Nigga, this shit is paradise compared to the shit we started with.
I hear that.
You know what I'm saying? You niggas, these young niggas would turn their noses up at this
I
shit.
mean, this shit is only getting crazier and crazier with the smoke, man.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And there's no lie about that shit. I remember when it was Dro. Okay, so this is listen. We're gonna run it down real quick. From my memory, it was regs, it was nasty ass regs, right? Then it was mids. Mids was a little bit better than regs, but it was still some regs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you had Dro, and Dro was the shit. When I first started smoking Dro, bro, they had the 20 bags of Hydro. That shit was, they was brolic, bro. You would get a dub, and if it was just you and a couple of your boys, you put one up in the air, right? You still got two, maybe three more L's in the dub bag. That's how crazy they were back then, right? Then the Dro left. You couldn't find the Dro. The Dro looked like a Christmas tree. Let me just say that. The Dro, for all my older heads like me, washed up niggas,
Washed
this
up
shit look,
niggas.
you know what I'm saying? This shit looked like a Christmas tree. I know you guys remember that. It was Christmas tree Dro. That's what I used to call it in high school, right? So the Dro disappeared. The Dro left. I don't know where the fuck it went. It's weird how the weed just falls off and nobody can find it no more. But now I understand. So the Dro left, right? Then niggas started smoking some shit called haze,
Yes.
right? Right? Yo, and I smoked haze, and haze was cool, and blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you something. You never smoked no haze until you smoked this shit, Jimi Hendrix haze, bro, from New Jersey. I'm not gonna blow up the city that it came out of, but from New Jersey. Jimi Hendrix. This shit, I'm telling you, the best haze I ever smoked in my life. That shit left. Don't know where the fuck that shit went. Gone, right? That's off the map. After that came the sour. That's when everybody was like, yo, what the fuck? That's when you couldn't walk around with weed no more. Because it was loud. That's when the loud started coming out. There's always skunk weed. Weed always stunk, you know what I'm saying? But during them haze and them Dro eras, it wasn't loud. You know what I'm saying? The sour came, stunk the whole car up. Now it's hard to move around with the weed. You know what I'm saying? That's the sour era. After that, you got the exotics. I remember when niggas was just calling weed exotics. Like, it's not haze, it's not sour, it's exotics. So now we had the exotic shit. It was cool, whatever. That didn't last long. After that came the Kush era. And this is just my memory. Other people probably remember it totally differently. You know what I'm saying? Then came the Kush era. And after that, yeah, we pretty much just evolved to what we got now. But that's a history in marijuana from MOB. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Thank you for
Mm-mm-mm.
that breakdown, brother.
Yeah, man, nothing like that sour era, man. For those who know, if you know, you know. It's nothing like that New York City sour era. And the funny thing is, New York City diesel really came from the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? So there's sour that came from the West Coast, and then dudes over here started growing it, and that's just sour that's in New York. But then there's NYC diesel that was grown and cultivated in LA and Los Angeles or whatever. California, I should say. Let me not say a specific spot. You know what I'm saying? Um, California rather.
It's all about where it's being cultivated now, right? Who's growing the shit? How well they
Right.
growing? That reminds me how they say, you know, why the weed is so frosty? It's because the female plant, right? That's why you're supposed to put some male plants in there so it can sense the male is there, so it can get right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay, this is the process of what happens. You grow it, it starts to flower.
That
They
plant
start to
wet.
bud up, right? Start to shoot out the pistils. The pistils are the long white hairs, right? Those turn to the orange hairs or the red hairs or the blue hairs, whatever, right? The hairs. They shoot up, and then the trichomes is what creates like the diamond effect on it. Those are called trichomes. They have resin. They're long stalks. If you had a microscope, they would be long stalks with resin balls at the top of them, right? That's terpenes and all of that good stuff. So those are sticky to the touch for the male pollen. You're absolutely correct. The trichomes grab the pollen, so do the pistils. The pistils stand out straight so they can grab the pollen, bring it back into the bud, and it starts creating seeds. You know what I'm saying? That's the process of it. In a nutshell, there's a lot more science that goes behind it. You
My
know what
man
I'm
Mug's
saying?
about to have his own college for the thing. You need to learn to grow if you want to be Mr. Green Thumbs. You gotta tap in with that man.
Listen, man, I know a little bit
Tap
about a
in.
little bit. Who they really should be tapping in with is House of Cannabis. You know, shout out them. They're a direct sponsor of the gray area. So yeah, we really got to appreciate
Big
them. They
salute.
support us from day one. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about any projects that you want to plug, any projects you got that just dropped, any projects coming out, anything that you got in the vault, anything that you want the people to know about that they don't know about right now.
Word. So right now, I got two joints that I'm pretty much soon to drop at any point. I just need some artwork. So there's one I've been working on with the dude Spoda. Spoda's dope. Me and him, we got a joint that I can put out. And then there's one that I've been waiting. I'm mad excited about. I got a Smooth and Huzz track that I'm gonna be dropping real soon.
Would that be Smooth Calhoun and Hush Kingpin?
100%.
Let's go. Locked in. Let me know. I want to hear that shit.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm being honest with you. I did the cuts for it, and then I sat on them for a little while, and I like listened, and I'm just like, it's like I want that shit to be beautiful, you know. And then I was listening to the cuts, and I did a rookie mistake that I could laugh about now. I recorded this shit, and I recorded it with a little bit of effects on it, and like you should never record your shit with effects on it, yo. Like,
Mm,
record it straight and then do effects to it. Well,
right.
I had a fucking I started listening to it. I was just like, yo, I ain't feeling it. So I redid the cut work anyway. So it's a blessing. So I redid the cut work and I outdid myself on the cuts on this one. So now I sent it off for mastering and I'm just waiting. Once I get that back, I got artwork. I'm good to go. I'll be dropping that shit.
Yo, that's dope. I can't wait to hear that. But you see, that's one of the things I appreciate about your grind, bro. Like, you just mentioned you sending it off for mastering.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? You know how many people just mix they shit once, bang, drop it, and that's why it sounds the way it sounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can appreciate that you go step by step in a very methodical, old school manner.
That's what's
You
up,
know what I'm
bro.
saying?
Well, it's gonna be out there, yo. It's gonna be out there forever once you put it out.
Right,
Someone's
right.
gonna leak it, or someone's gonna download it and bootleg our shit, or whatever, you know.
Facts.
So then you take that down and then you put out a new. You know what I'm trying to say? Like someone has that original copy. I feel like if you're gonna be putting shit out, you should just put out like the best shit that you could put out. You know?
The first time, do it the
Exactly.
best you can the first time.
Exactly, yo.
Nah, I agree with that. I agree with that. All right, dope. Listen, bro, we appreciate you pulling up, man. I know it's Easter. Things are hectic. It's just another holiday that, you know, people gotta maneuver around, if you will.
Yes,
You
sir,
know what I'm
bro.
saying?
Family shit, yo.
Exactly. Family's family, love is love. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yo, listen, man, we appreciate you taking the time, bro. Real talk. You a personal friend. You a friend of the show. And yeah, man, you welcome back anytime. Let the people know where they could find you and any other, you know, little promotional plugs that you want to drop before we dip up out of here.
Word, yo. I appreciate you guys having me on here, yo. And same thing, yo. Mutual respect and friends, yo. For
You
real.
already know,
You
brother.
guys
You
ever
already
want to
know.
come up here, the Ottawa or Montreal area, you let me know.
That's the big.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. You could pretty much count me in for that candidate shit, bro.
For real.
If you get that show locked down, bro, I'll pop out.
It's gonna be for like a street event. Like it's gonna be outside and shit, like down by like Parliament Hill, like right down like where like the main events get locked in for and shit.
Like a festival, like a side stage for the festival.
Yeah, yo, like it's not the main candidate. It's not the main candidate day event because it's the day before it. But
Right.
it's a fucking urban scene that's put together by the homie DJ Magic here in Ottawa. He's got a radio show and shit that he does on a college station. So he's kind of putting all that shit together. And there's another dude, DJ Duckets, who's going to be there, and he has another radio show for hip hop related shit. So like it's those two and probably a few more that I'm forgetting that are putting it together. It'd be kind of cool.
Right. Nah, yeah, listen, I'm with it, bro.
That's what's up,
I'm with
yo.
it. We get the details offline and you know we lock it in and yeah, R.O.T, man, you know, I'm thinking we could get out there depending on what's going on.
You know, I'd be sick and
You know
yo
what
if
I'm
that's the
saying?
case too, right? Fucking be able to bang out maybe a little EP or something.
Yo, listen, the way we work, you know how we work, bro. We show
That'd
up
be dope.
that morning. We get the EP done before we go on stage that night.
Yo, it'd be pretty sick, yo. And then we go
And
out
then
and
we
go
skip
shorty
town the
round
next
and shit.
morning. Right, and then we skip town the next morning.
That's what's up, yo.
Feel me? But yeah, bro, drop your tag, let them know any platforms you want them to check out, what your Bandcamp is, because that's the best way to support right now is through the Bandcamp. Go pay that money. You know what I'm saying? But
Word
yeah,
up,
drop
yo.
your tag, bro.
So, yo, if you want to check me out, you can follow me on my website there at djrhbeats.com. And if you want to follow me on all socials, it's always DJ Radiohead 519.
Go listen to that Tales Between Two Lakes. Let's go.
Revenging
100%,
the
yo.
Truants. Yo, you already know DJ Radiohead. This is Mugs on Drugs. You know what I'm saying? Your friendly neighborhood lyricist. Yeah, bro. This was a good one. Mugs on Drugs, DeFi Dane, DJ Radiohead, our esteemed guest. It's the gray area. Contrary to popular belief, life is not lived in the black and white. You know what I'm saying? We often go through the motions in the gray
It's the
area.
Grays,
You
baby.
tapped in. This the Grays. Let's go. Peace.